Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So grateful to have you here today. This is a video I have been excited to put up for a while. I did a Twitch stream preparing for the reading that I was doing for this video. You know what? I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Today, I'm gonna be telling you guys about a psychic reading that I had on Friday. Today is Sunday. Very cool experience, and I wanna thank the sponsor of this video, Keen, who gave me the opportunity to have this reading. I have done a reading with Keen before. I made a video with them in the past, and it was such a cool experience. So I was really excited to work with them again, and excited to tell you guys about Keen if you don't already know about them and didn't see my previous video. And I'm also gonna tell you guys about how the reading went, so you can see if you want to have your own little reading, which I recommend, of course. So a little information about Keen. Keen is the biggest network of psychics that you can find on the internet. Super cool website. You can ask literally whatever type of question you want, whether it's related to love, relationships, friends, career, literally anything, which is awesome. Keen has a lot of options of the different type of readers you can connect with. For example, psychics, mediums, oracle readers, crystal healers. You can pick which one you want to work with at the beginning of your session. Hundreds of readers are ready to work with you at any time, so you just create an account, sign in, you can start looking through the different options, find out someone who resonates best with you, and basically immediately get in contact with them, which is awesome. So it's like, you're in the mood for a reading, you pull up Keen, it's ready for you. You don't even have to wait. You can choose to do your reading over chat or call, which is a really nice option. Some people prefer to be able to hear the voice of the other person. It helps them connect better. Some people like a quiet environment. I'm a quiet environment type of girl. I like to center, ground my energy, and just be able to talk to somebody over the computer. That's my preference. So I can really just be in my own space and only be affected by my own energy. But obviously completely up to the person. I recommend planning out what question or questions you want to ask beforehand. What I was saying in the beginning is that I live stream on Twitch, and I did a live stream sometime this previous week where I was planning out the questions that I was going to ask to the psychic on Keen. So if you want to go check that out and watch my little process, you definitely should. Yeah, definitely good to go in with an idea of what you want to talk about. I wrote out a couple different options, and I only ended up asking one because it just kind of led to the next thing and the next thing. So make sure the first thing that you ask about is the main thing that you want to be talking about. Definitely ground yourself first. A little bit of meditation. I like to put some crystals around me, even just a few deep breaths, any of the above. So this time around, I asked for a reading on love and relationships, but not specifically romantic relationships. I kept it pretty general. I was saying love relationships, but that could be love in any sense, love of a specific hobby or sport, or relationships with friends or family or with people that I don't even know yet. I wanted to keep it general because I didn't have one specific pressing question, but I wanted to be able, so for that reason, I wanted to be able to hear whatever was popping out the most to the psychic and whatever I felt or whatever she felt that I needed to hear the most. But if you do have a specific question, definitely great to start with that. I just didn't happen to have one at that time. More just wanted general insight in that area of my life, if that makes sense. So as I said before, different readers have different specialties in what they do, not only in terms of medium, tarot, crystals, not just that, but also in terms of what type of readings they normally do. So some are more focused on love and relationships, so I went for somebody who specialized in that, but there's tons and tons of different options you can look through. There are also a ton of reviews available for each different reader, which is really nice, so you can very much make sure that you're talking to the person that you want to be talking to, see what other people think. There are just so many options. Of course, everything stays completely private, so it creates a really safe and comfortable environment, which is definitely very helpful, makes a big difference. And thanks to Keen, you can now get your first reading for 10 minutes, only $1.99, which saves you up to $99. If you go to trykeen.com, you can access this, or just click the link in my description and it'll bring you right there. This is a really good offer, $1.99 for a $10 reading. Even if you're feeling unsure about it, no harm in checking it out. After I did my first reading with Keen, I was like, oh my god, I have to do this again. It was just so cool. It was really cool. So this is a cool opportunity if you guys want to check it out. I am going to share my experience with the most recent reading I did, so if anything that I talk about connects with you or makes you want to have your own experience similar to the one I had, I highly recommend you getting your own personal reading. So without further ado, time to tell you about my reading. And as I told you, the main question I asked was clarity on love and relationships and what should I expect moving forward and that kind of thing. So I asked that question generally to the psychic I was working with, and she asked me my name, my birthday, whatever, developed that like little off the start connection, which was really nice. She started tuning in, pulling some cards, all that jazz. So before I even had to ask any more, I was thinking, I was like, ooh, maybe I should have been a little bit more specific with that because I didn't know like how it worked that much in terms of that. But I asked the general question and she immediately came out with like very clear markers of what she wanted to tell me, and so it worked out like exactly how I hoped with the question that I asked. So she began by telling me information about my next upcoming significant other. She gave me information on what type of phonetic letter I should expect in their name, stuff like that. She told me it was a new love, a form of new beginnings, and she asked me if I'm single, which I am, and she asked me if I had had a previous relationship, which I had. So I was starting to feel that like connection there. I was telling her about some things with certain people going on in my life, and she was giving me information on these people, like responding back to them. I would give her a name and be like, this person's a part of my life right now, and she would be like, oh, okay, this person, and then she would start like pulling cards on them or doing whatever she was doing behind the scenes and would start telling me some information about them, which like totally resonated with me. It was really interesting. I was like, oh yeah, that like totally sounds like that person. And you know, she went on to tell me some things that caught me a little bit off guard. It was a very, very honest reading. So if you want to know some answers, get prepared to get a straight up truth, because that's the whole point, right? They're gonna tell you what they see, what they know, what they're feeling, the intuition. And of course, you know, during the readings, you're taking what resonates, right? Because end of the day, it is based on you. So she started telling me some things that felt a little bit iffy to me. Iffy in terms of, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like when you hear some things that are like, oh wait, that could happen. That's not too good. But yeah, she was telling me about this person in my life, saying that there may have some difficult things that come up in terms of like secrecy and stuff like that, and gave me a little bit of insight as to why. And I was starting to make those connections on why I could see that that could be prevalent in my relationship with this person. So, you know, definitely like interesting stuff. And then she kept going on from there. I was thinking like, am I gonna have to keep like coming up with new questions, keep the conversation going, which, you know, I was planned to do, but no matter what, she was coming in with like new information like every few seconds, like letting me know. And I was just like, I was just reading along. It was so cool. It was like, it was an experience. I really liked it. And she started telling me next about how there was a person that was going to come into my life that I need to be like careful, or no, I'm sorry, somebody who was already in my life, a girl that I need to be careful who I share too much of my private life information with, because could be a little bit of backstabber energy there, which is another thing that feels a little bit like scary, of course. It took me aback by a minute, and then I'm like, you know, I just wanted to hear it how it was. I wanted to hear it honestly. So when she was telling me also the negative things about the person that I was talking to her about, I was like, you know, asking some more questions, trying to get some guidance, and she was very much telling me like, the choices you make are completely up to you. This is obviously your free will, which is totally true, of course, and just telling me things that could show up down the line, things I might expect, things about this person, right? I didn't even go into the reading asking about a specific person, but I ended up finding information about a specific person in my life, as well as a girl who's apparently going to backstab me. We'll see about that. You know, people like to talk to each other. Sometimes it's good to remember to just keep things to yourself, in your own energy. Maybe only talk about things that feel a little more secretive to you, to people that you trust, because of course people do talk. It's true. So if you go into a reading and you're asking questions, let's say about like a specific person, and you're hearing some things that might like shock you a little bit in a negative way, which happened to me, I told the psychic immediately, I was like, I want to hear it exactly how it is, like don't sugarcoat it, it's okay, like that's the point of it, or at least it was for me, right? And at the end of the day, even if you hear some things that might feel a little bit like weird to you and might make you feel a little bit like iffy about the questions that you're asking, a little nervy, end of the day, she gave me great advice no matter what. Have fun, do your thing, go with the flow of your life, watch out, you know, secure your energy, be careful, know that these things could go up, you know, don't move too fast, but also everything is of course your choice. Hearing a reading does not change what was going to happen originally in your life, right? It's just getting some insight towards that. And I remember in the past too, I got some very positive things from the psychic who actually, or they turned out to be true. So I've had experiences with hearing positive things, hearing negative things, no matter what. I don't see one as more important than the other in any way. I think all information is valuable, so I'm grateful to hear whatever it is that needed to be said, because obviously that is what I was meant to hear. And of course, it's that in combination with how you feel, your intuition, and what resonates with you, because you know yourself best. So after I had this reading and my time ran out, I did a 10-minute reading. After the 10 minutes was over, I was like, oh my god, like I kind of I wanna keep knowing more, you know, I wanna keep this conversation going. And I was like, okay, I can keep this conversation going on my own. Based off this reading, there were some more questions I wanted clarity on, and I wanted to tune into my own intuition. So I pulled out my tarot deck and I started asking questions for clarity on the reading. And I was like pulling cards that said very similar things in like different words to what the psychic had been telling me. And it was kind of freaking me out. I pulled 3 cards, and originally I was just gonna pull 1 card, but 2 flew out the first time and I felt like they were both meant for me. Both were kind of describing different parts of the reading in sense, although there was like a lot of like positivity in there too. And of course, like the psychic told me some things that I should watch out for in other people, but also was telling me amazing things about somebody that I was gonna meet and what their name might sound like a little bit. And a phonetic letter to be exact. It was really cool to know, you know, new beginnings and all that. I mean, that's kind of like what I was hoping to understand too when I was asking about like love and relationships in like a general way. So super cool in that sense. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I was pulling tarot cards, and I pulled out 2, and it was very similar to the reading. And then I was about to go out that night, which was Friday night, so I pulled 1 more card asking for what I should expect for the evening forward, unrelated to the reading. And then after that, I was like, okay, I feel like I've gathered some information here, but because the cards had said such similar things to the reading, I was like, I want more clarity, like I want to know more. I want to know why this said this and why this validated that, you know what I mean? I felt a little like voice in my head being like, no, don't pull any more cards, like this is your reading, this is it. But I like couldn't help myself, so I kept shuffling the deck, and then in like 3 seconds after shuffling it, a card flew out immediately, and I was like, here's the clarity I need. I turned the card over. Let me show you what card it was. Let me show you. This card. It was the like index, not index, you know, index page of the deck type thing. Like, yeah, table of contents type shit. Table of contents type stuff. And it really caught me off guard, because I was like, wow, the universe is like throwing this card of clarity at me, and it basically was just like, no, the reading ended, and I had that intuition telling me that the reading had ended, and it was funny for sure. So in terms of like how I acted on the advice that the psychic gave me, I decided to keep doing that, like reading through my own hands, and I basically like received the same information again. And from that, I was just deciding that, you know, I learned these things, super cool, and now I have to just keep moving with the flow of my life, trust the universe, know that whatever's meant to happen will happen. Even if you hear things during a reading that might upset you a little bit or might feel a little bit off, end of the day, everything is working out for the best version of you. So something that might feel negative now might be just getting rid of the negativity in your life so the positivity can come through, which is what I took from that. And yeah, also like lots of positive stuff, which got me excited too. I would give you guys like more like word for word of the reading, but gotta keep that a little bit to myself, just a little bit. But you guys got the basis, you guys got the base. It was a really cool conversation. I really want to do another reading with them again soon, but I'm really grateful they reached out to me again too, so that I could give you guys more information about this. And now you can get a 10-minute reading for $1.99. I did the 10-minute reading and I got a lot of information in that 10 minutes, you know? So, and I already told you this, but I did chat, so it was good. It was coming in quickly. She's a fast typer. But yeah, it was a really cool experience, and I just want to say thank you again to Keen for giving me this experience and for collaborating with me, which is always super, super fun. And grateful to give you guys this opportunity to have your own readings as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my reading. If you guys want to hear like more specificities and you're just like interested, you can put it in the comments and, you know, I'll share what I can, but I feel like I gave you guys like the basis of it without like putting in any actual names because, you know, not gonna do that. It was a cool experience. I know I said that like 400 times, but I mean, it was only on Friday and today's Sunday, like I said, so I've still been thinking about it. It's still very fresh in my mind, but yeah. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to click the link in my description to get your $1.99 reading. You're gonna love it so much, you're gonna wanna have another one. Obviously, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I don't know why anyone wouldn't take the experience. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, I think that's it for the video today. Keen, you're awesome. The psychic was awesome. And you guys are all awesome. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys shortly. If you end up doing a reading, please come back and put in the comments what you gathered from it, if you're willing to share, or just your experience, if you enjoyed it or not. And again, if you want to watch how I was like preparing my questions for the video, or not for the video, for the reading, you can go check out my Twitch. My Twitch is Naomi Rosenthal, just my name. And if you go to my Instagram, in my bio, there's a link tree with like all of my different like social media platforms. So if you want to access any of those, there's my Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, even though my account is currently banned. Which is fine, it's happened before. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Oh, and my Instagram is N40MIIII. It spells Naomi in a weird way. I wish my name was not taken by another user, so I could just make my username Naomi, or Naomi Rosenthal. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Check out my Instagram, check out my link tree, check out the link in the description for Keen. Thank you so much again, Keen, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.